It's time for the KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week. Now the West Salem Panthers take on the Logan Rangers. The KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. American Family Insurance, and your agent in West Salem, Jim Quinn. Union State Bank of West Salem, where customers and community come first. University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Tri-State Business Machines, your number one choice for office equipment in Onalaska. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill on Leonard Street in historic downtown West Salem. Allied Cooperative in Toma, West Salem, and Arcadia. Big Boar Barbecue. For the best barbecue, make it Big Boar Barbecue. Highway 16 West Salem and at George and Gillette Street on La Crosse's north side. Now let's go down to the field at Logan High School and KQEG's Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson. It's time for the KQEG.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week. I'm Carl Greenfield, joined alongside by Terry Erickson and Ryan Scaife on our camera tonight, and we are here at beautiful Swanson Field on the Logan High School campus. A brisk 57 degrees. It is football weather out here, Terry.
Feels more like 37 or so.
It's, but it's a beautiful night. I mean, the sun's shining, barely a cloud in sight, and it really does feel like football weather at this point. It
does. Well, when it goes from 85 degrees one day to 57 the next, it's a little dramatic.
It's a bit of a shock to the system. We were, Art Fay and I were at West Salem last week, and we were pretty sweaty by the end of the game standing in the press box. So a far cry from that, but it's a beautiful night, and it's a great matchup here between the West Salem Panthers and the Logan Rangers. This has been, up until last week, this was the home away from home for the West Salem Panthers here at Swanson Field, and so they're very familiar with the facilities here, maybe a little bit of a road advantage, so to speak. West Salem coming off of a decisive win over Aquinas last week, 34-6. Aquinas got out to a quick start, scored a touchdown, and then West Salem rattled off 34 unanswered. The Logan Rangers coming off a loss at Central last week. Terry, you and Rick Wilson were there last week. And so West Salem coming in 4-1 overall and 2-1 in the Mississippi Valley Conference. Logan 2-3 and 1-2 in the MVC.
Pivotal game for both teams, and we're not going to get into playoff discussions yet, but a pivotal game meaning that playoff on the horizon is certainly part of these two teams winning tonight. And West Salem particularly interested in getting back and rolling and getting the momentum on their side and a sense of urgency for the Logan Rangers because they are certainly not playing their best football. And so tonight and then next week against Holman, 2 games that they need to at least win one of in order to be playoff consideration.
Yeah, in order to be among playoff consideration, you must finish 500 or better in your conference. Already at 1-2, Logan, like you said, a sense of urgency. They got to win 3 out of their final 4 games, and so that is a challenge. And you did say playoff. They make it to the postseason if they do so.
Well, I think West Salem a prohibitive favorite in this game simply when you look at the history of these two teams playing in the last 2 years. Panthers lead the Rangers 3-1 since they joined the MVC. So if you look at that statistical thing and the fact that Logan has not played that well and West Salem has Brendan Holt back, it's a challenge for the Rangers.
And you talk about Brendan Holt, the leading rusher for the West Salem Panthers, 492 yards and 9 touchdowns on the year. He did miss the one game a couple weeks ago, but he's back and better than ever. Had a monster game last week, 4 touchdowns, and really took over that game against Aquinas.
Well, how important is he to the West Salem Panthers? Well, let me tell you how important he is. The West Salem Panthers beaten 20-0 by Holman. No Brendan Holt. Okay. Then when you look at the statistically, if you're an analytical person, 838 yards on the ground for the Panthers, of which Holt has 492 of them.
Yeah,
so
well over 50% of the yards on the ground are for him.
13 TDs by the Panthers this season, of which Holt has 9.
Exactly.
3 TDs in the air for the Panthers, of which Holt has 1. Last week, 4 touchdowns. Would you say that he is a game changer?
Absolutely, and he's an excellent running back, but he contributes on the defensive side of the ball, and let's count the other players on the West Salem Panthers, because you got Wolpat at quarterback, Trenton Foreman a good threat through the air when they do go that direction, and really guys like Joe Hess on the defense. It's been a very solid squad for West Salem over this season, and that's part of the reason why they're 4-1.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Joe Wolpat taking over for Justin Barney at quarterback, he has done a nice job with the read option, and we're going to talk about his assets, as well as Calvin Maven, who came after Game 2 and became the starting quarterback.
Calvin Maven, the second leading rusher for the Logan Rangers on the year. But the man on the ground for Logan is Damon Butler. 580 yards and 6 TDs on the ground this year. And he's been the man, and he's been running the show.
Here's his skill set. He gets off the ball extremely quick, which is one of the prerequisites of being a good running back. And then his field of vision is really good. He gets to the second level, and he's able to cut in a contained area and find a second level. And so when he runs through tacklers, and he's 5'6" and 150 pounds.
Yeah, when you're that size and you're able to run through tackles and you're able to keep the legs churning, that's always one of the things that I look at for a young running back is, do they give up on the play when contact is made? That's not so with Damon Butler. Well, the band is out on the field. It's a perfect night for football. We're going to take a quick break.
Keys to the game, or do you want to do that when we come back?
We're gonna hit the keys to the game after we come back. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star Maintenance Program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
From the bluffs to the river, surround yourself with
knowledge,
competition, the arts,
friendships.
Surround yourself with distinction.
Surround yourself with UW La Crosse.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you North Siders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
You know.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just about set for kickoff here. The West Salem Panthers have stormed center field here. Got a beautiful shot of the moon across the way through the clouds, the few clouds that we do have. Got the bluffs in the background. It's a picture-perfect night, 57 degrees at kickoff here. Should get down to the upper 40s by the time we're done here, Terry. So fall is upon us, that's for sure.
Well, fall's upon us, but we got a football game here too, and I got a triathlete on tomorrow, so I got to get myself ready. So
yeah.
I hope it's not 40 degrees tomorrow.
It's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, I think. So.
Well, keys to the game. Ready?
Keys to the game. I'm ready.
All right, Logan. I think both teams really like to run, but Logan needs to blend a little bit more in their passing game. They need to play within themselves. I thought they did a fairly good job against Central. If you look at a moral victory, they had that, but they shoot themselves in the foot. They have a lot of penalties, and I think they're going to need to have a really good game defensively with Brock Harney as the defensive coordinator, and of course they need to be able to stop Brendan Holt, who is the key, and maybe even at the end of the season will be the player of the year. And giving up big plays. They gave up a lot of big plays against Central last week. West Salem needs to contain Calvin Maven because he likes to run the ball on the edge, and he stretches the field. He likes to extend the pocket, and they need to manufacture big plays. They've had a lot of success on their special teams, and so if they can get the special teams in gear, I think that is perhaps an advantage. Maximize their possessions. This is, as you said, a home away from home. It's sort of turned into a rivalry, actually. And both teams looking, as we talked early on, playoff eligible, certainly not looking ahead. But this will be a good game. And I think if the Rangers can play defense like they did against Central, I think they will challenge the Panthers.
Well, West Salem in the white uniforms, black pants, orange numbers. Logan in their home reds, white numbers, white pants, and just about set for kickoff. It is Zach Hutchinson kicking off for West Salem, and deep to receive. A line drive kick fielded at the 15-yard line. That's Butler. Butler makes a man miss and spins his way across to the 33-yard line, where Logan will start with their first offensive possession.
Tegan Hansen, number 32, the first guy to meet him a sophomore, sprinting down, staying in his lane. And Damon Butler, who's a threat in the open field, trying to find his seam. Pretty good field position as the Rangers start their first possession.
Butler, a dynamic runner, talented in the backfield, and obviously right there on the kickoff return. Rangers. Calvin Maven under center. I formation. And gives to the up back, and that's a short gain there.
Boy, hardly anywhere to go for Floyd Thomas, who didn't play in last week's game. And with Floyd Thomas back, by the way, Adam Gorski making the hit, but with Floyd Thomas back, and also Robert Snodgrass back, who didn't play last week either, and Jeremiah Nagel, who only played a half a game, Carl, they have their full lineup here in this game tonight.
Jericho Parcher, the receiver, off to the left. We got a penalty flag, and coming across and knocked out of bounds, we got another penalty. The side official throws his hat.
Yeah, throws his. First it's a penalty on Logan.
And then I think we're going to get a face mask penalty.
We are.
That was Nagel, the ball carrier.
We're going to get, and again, this officiating crew, not from this area. I hope we don't see what we saw 2 weeks ago. Rangers with a penalty, right? We saw both those penalties, by the way, and they were correct.
Illegal shift and a face masking penalty, that's pretty quick.
Pretty positive. They have two penalties right away, and they're correct penalties. Whoa, that's good.
All right, 2nd and 8, so the penalties will offset. Basically as if that last play never happened. Now back in the shotgun. Fakes a handoff. That is Maven keeping it himself.
Tried to run their version of the read option. John Glassmaker number 55, the senior, one of the key linebackers for Bob Gorniak's defensive unit. You know this, Bob Gorniak, 30 years being the defensive coordinator for the Panthers. Yeah, he does a great job. His two sons played there too, and they're just really lucky to have him stick around and run the defense.
3rd and 8 from the 35, and this is where West Salem wanted to test the Logan offense. Back to pass. Maven overthrows, picked off by Trenton Foreman. Foreman down the right sideline, makes a man miss and is shoved out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Trenton Foreman with an interception, and West Salem is in business.
First turnover of the game, and Floyd Thomas knocks him out of bounds. But, boy, you talk about instantly going into the red zone. And right away, the Panthers set to do some damage. And sudden change. Such a vital part of a team mentally. You go from offense to defense, and right away you have to change your approach. Let's see what happens with the Rangers after being kind of immediately stunned by the interception.
And that pass was intended for Jericho Parcher and was just overthrown, floated the ball over the top of him, and Foreman, a good receiver in his own right, was ready there with his hands to pick that one off.
Big number 76, the nose tackle for the Rangers. Robert Snodgrass needs to have a good game too, Carl.
Hands off to Holt, pushes up the middle, fires his way down to the 1-yard line. I think he may have gotten the first down without getting the touchdown there. A quick 10-yard gain for Brennan Holt.
Tackle by Moran at that offensive line. Noel Glassmaker frightened and Ethan Olson and Connor Stranus. Pretty strong offensive line, and that's one of the reasons Holt has had so much success.
And they've really improved over the last couple of weeks. They struggled a few weeks ago here against Toma to protect Wopat in the pocket. Wopat, hands, and right up the middle for a touchdown. That's Brennan Holt.
An easy touchdown, too. A great block by number 64, who just took out his man, Ryan Schlimgen, the senior, with a great block. Cut his legs out from underneath him, Snodgrass, and an easy touchdown for Holt.
Zach Hutchinson lined up to kick. Wopat the holder. Snap. Hold is good. Kick is up. It's high, but it's down the center, and West Salem off to a quick lead, 7-0. While they change sides, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you north siders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
Welcome back to Logan High School. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson here. And the West Salem Panthers in business very quickly with that interception to set up a 2-play drive, a 10-yard run and a 1-yard run for a touchdown for Brendan Holt. West Salem up 7-0 with only 9:42 on the clock. So just a 2-minute and 18-second into the game, West Salem already up.
Talk about Trent Foreman's offense, catching the ball and so on. Well, his strength is probably what we just saw defensively, getting that first turnover.
And that's Parcher with the return. Gets across to the 27-yard line where he's ripped down. That's where Logan will start their second drive of the game.
Seam closed pretty quick. Number 24, Joe Hess. You talked about him in the pregame. One of the defensive standouts for the Panthers, making the tackle.
Joe Hess very possibly going to find himself in an all-conference scenario on defense.
Rangers need a really good game, Carl, out of Gavrilos, the center, Magnuson and Hart, the two guards. Trissoni, Austin Sather, and Robert Snodgrass.
Maven in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off, and pushing across. That's Max Harsey, number 20.
Trevor Troush on the tackle. Again, the rest of the Ranger offense, we talked about their offensive line. Maven, the quarterback. We're going to see Harsey, Butler, Nagel, Kapanke, Malik Brown, Parcher, and Ethan Coleman.
Man in motion. Hands off. That's Harsey again, and he's tackled in the backfield. A loss of a couple yards there.
Brandon Lynn, Carl, right there, the junior, outstanding linebacker, making the hit. Not many gaps to run through, that's for sure.
Brings up 3rd and 11 now.
Get you the Panther defense as soon as we have a chance here.
Little switch at the line for West Salem. Fakes the handoff, swing pass off to the right. Got his man and makes a man miss, spins, and I think he's got a first down.
I think he does too. Good speed after he caught the pass too. Jeremiah Nagel gets a much needed first down.
Nagel with a 12-yard gain.
Nagel 103 yards on the ground, 4 TDs. Throwing to him out of the backfield. Good breakaway speed like Butler does.
First and 10, 39-yard line. Man in motion, takes the pitch. That's Nagel again. And he's taken down. And we got a penalty flag on the field. Looked like he might have gotten it with a horse collar.
Looked like it, but that was not called, Carl. What was called was holding on the Rangers.
Very surprised to not see that get called there. Hand into the shoulder pads, but that's going to knock the Logan Rangers back.
Bob Gorniak's defensive unit getting stronger every game. Troush, Connor Strain is starting both ways. Joe Hess, Dylan Knoll, inside linebackers. Glassmaker, Ethan Olson, Therick Roberts, who had a great game offensively against Toma. Brandon Lynn, we talked about him. Holt, of course, and in the back, defensive backs, Barr, Foreman, Joe Wopat, Dalton Shams.
7:58 to go in our first quarter. First and 20 now from the 29-yard line, excuse me. Back to pass, Maven finds his man, and he sits right down at the 36-yard line. That's complete.
Just a hitch
Malik
pattern.
Brown.
Yeah, Malik Brown has a good route running talent. Found the seam, sat right there with a hitch pattern and connection by Calvin Maven to Brown.
Going to bring a 2nd and 13. 7-yard gain on that one. And we got movement before the snap. And I think we might have a false start here.
Rangers 16 touchdowns, Carl, all on the ground. 0 touchdowns through the air. And Malik Brown, 12 catches, 170 yards, no TDs. Looking for his TD, first TD. Rangers again with this is their, 4th penalty here midway through the first quarter.
False start knocks him back. Going to bring up 2nd and 18 now.
At this point in the season, some penalties are acceptable, most are not.
Especially pre-snap penalties, those are usually the ones that drive coaches crazy. Back to pass, out to Brown. Brown stiff arms a man, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Just a little wide receiver screen trying to get Malik Brown open on the outside. The speed of Brandon Lynn didn't give them much opportunity.
Brown gains 4 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 14.
Ethan Olson, number 52, the leading tackler for the Panthers, 44 tackles.
Ethan Olson, also a talented kickoff returner. Maven makes a man miss in the backfield, looking to find a man to throw to, and he's taken down for a huge loss.
Maven tries to extend the play, Carl, but when you sprint out and have that much time, you got to get rid of the ball.
Absolutely, and that's going to bring up 4th and 20-something.
I mean, even if you have to throw the ball out of bounds, you're on the right hash mark. You can throw it into the bleachers if you want to.
That's right. He was well out of the pocket. No need to take any further loss. Back to punt. End over end. Fielded by Foreman. No fair catch, and he's ripped down right away at the 43-yard line.
Wow, you talk about speed as a gunner. Jericho Parcher, the 5'10" senior, did a great job on that coverage team.
Parcher, a receiver on offense, like you mentioned, a gunner on the punt team. Excellent play there by Jericho Parcher to take down the very dangerous Trenton Foreman.
Yeah, you got the Parchers and the Waits and the Woodcrafts, and there's so many from that family that have been good athletes here at Logan. And there's a lot more coming up. There's only about 150 of them in the family.
That's right.
20 kids and multiple grandchildren and spouses, and great family.
Good starting field position for the Panthers. 1st and 10, 43-yard line. Wolpat hands to Brennan Holt, who gets across to about the 47-yard line, 4-yard gain there.
If Holt gets to the second level consistently here this evening, it will be a long evening for the Rangers. David Krause, the 5'5" senior, making the tackle. Again, we talked about Brendan Holt's stats at the beginning of the game. When he's in the game, they are very dangerous. When he's not in the game, they're marginal.
Dylan Knoll tying his shoe there. He'll get back going now. 2nd and 6 now, 47-yard line. 3 receivers for Wolpat, man in motion. And hands off to Severe. Oh, excuse me, that's Dalton Shams. He's going to take a loss of about a yard on the play.
Trying to run a jet sweep, Devin Moran, the 6-foot junior, along with number 20, Max Harsey. Good job of reading that jet sweep. Of course, that jet sweep to the edge complements the inside north-south running ability of Holt.
Absolutely. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 here. Caleb Young, David Latos, Trenton Foreman, some of the favorite targets. And handoff. And here comes, we got a late penalty flag coming in. That was number 30. And I don't have number 30 on our roster here, Terry.
Neither do I. No, we'll have to straighten that one out. No, it's always frustrating as broadcasters to get rosters that don't have correct numbers, penalty, by the way, in the Panthers, or numbers at all. So we'll have to get that. Rand came back with another jet sweep, 2 of them in a row. Ranger defense, we talked about it in the pregame that the Rangers, even though they were beaten by the Red Raiders, I thought there was a moral victory on the side of the Ranger defense. Brock Harney, a good game plan, needs at least that good a game plan here this evening. 3rd down and 8, and of course Wolpat, not the passer that Johnny Davis is or so on, but can throw the ball basically short. But we like the Rangers, their identity is the run.
He's hit Trenton Foreman on a couple of deep balls this year, so you never know. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 after the holding call. Blitz coming off the edge. Wolpat hit as he throws, tipped and out of bounds. Fortunate that was not intercepted as Wolpat was drilled by the blitzer.
Yeah, good gamble, too, on 3rd and long, sending Damon Butler on an inside stunt, creating a 4th down.
Malik Brown and Jericho Parcher, the 2 deep safeties, back to return the punt. Therick Roberts doing the punting. Kicks it away. Kind of a knuckleball spiral. Takes a bounce and... and a huge error by...
Waited too long.
The West Salem Panthers should have grabbed it, and it bounds into the end zone.
Bad mistake. You know what you do in that situation? You turn the other way.
So you're catching it.
So you're catching it. You don't have your back to the you have your you turn
you play
the other
defense
way.
at
so
the ball.
Your back's to the end zone.
That's right.
And then you catch it. So I'm sure they'll address that.
That's a big film study
on
moment.
Monday. Yeah. Not a real significant change, but certainly understanding that you need to keep the ball inside the playing field.
Certainly a huge change in field position now. Handoff up the middle. Ball squirted loose, it looked like.
It's going to be tough to get yardage up the middle against this Panther defense. They are just so strong in the trenches. And the Ranger offensive line needs to have a tremendous game. Joe Hess again, Carl, making the tackle, his second tackle here in the first quarter.
Joe Hess always with a nose for the football. That was a 2-yard gain for Floyd Thomas. 2nd and 8. Blitz coming up the middle and immediately ripped down.
Wow, you talk about
Calvin Maven had no chance.
God, missing your assignment, not protecting the quarterback. Oh my gosh, and a running start by Brendan Holt making a tremendous tackle in the backfield. That's deflating when that happens. Calvin Maven comes over and talks to Casey Noble, the head coach and offensive coordinator. He's like, what am I supposed to do, coach?
Somebody's got to pick up that blitzer, and nobody did, and
you gotta have
gives you no chance.
No, you got to have a personal protector against a team that stunts so often.
3rd and 16 from the 14-yard line, back to pass. Now looking to run, and he's tripped up, and we're going to lose a few more yards.
Tackle in the backfield. Joe Hess, not a very big kid, as you can see, but wow, the heart of a lion makes another hit. And when you look at the number of tackles so far behind the line of scrimmage, Carl, that sends a message.
It's more behind the line of scrimmage than in front of it in this early going for the West Salem Panthers.
So Tyler Harris, the soccer player and punter and field goal kicker, needs to get one good, and he does.
And takes a bounce out of bounds, and it's going to go out at about the 40-yard line.
I think the best punt is the one that's non-returnable. Not that that was great field position and length on that kick, but we'll see what happens with it. I haven't had a chance to introduce the Ranger defense, and I'll try to do that this possession. I think that they've been outstanding, and a lot of these players watch the rebroadcast, so I'll do that.
And some family members of theirs, I'm sure, are watching our stream that may not live in the local area. So we appreciate you all taking your time out of your Friday night to watch us.
We see Calvin Maven, too, right at the 50-yard line, bending over. Looks like he's a little dazed and hopefully not injured.
Handoff to Holt. He's got some room to run, makes a man miss and runs him over, and a 10-yard gain, going to be very close to a first down.
Yards after contact. Certainly a point of emphasis for all broadcasters talk about that. That time, number 36 making the tackle, Dallas Kapanke, big part of that Ranger defense.
He was a yard short of the first down, so it'll be 2nd and short here. Handoff again. Holt hit immediately at the line, but then keeps himself moving forward for a first down. Gain of 3 on the play.
Low pad level. Isn't that really a point of emphasis? That time Kapanke again. That's what's so incredibly good about his gift, his speed and size and so on, but it's low pad level. I mean, and he doesn't go down backwards. He just always goes forward to get that extra yardage.
And you can taking another peek at Calvin Maven. He's down on one knee, but he has been moving gingerly on the sidelines, so hopefully Maven's all right. 1st and 10, 29-yard line. Handoff goes to Holt again, and this time snuffed out right away.
Very nice defense, Jeremiah Nagel, filling that window right away. Let's take a real quick opportunity to introduce the Rangers to you. Harper Jankowski, a guy on the rise, playing extremely well inside, along with Parkhurst. We'll see Robert Snodgrass, again, Haith and Floyd Thomas, linebackers, Kapanke, David Krause. We'll see Jack McHugh-Sake, Max Harsey, Damon Butler, all conference last year, and over the top, Malik Brown, Ethan Hannawell, Ben Fowler, and Devin Moran.
Holt takes it up the middle again. Short gain on the play.
A little better defense in the gap now by the Rangers. That time Floyd Thomas there to meet him. Dallas Kapanke in on the tackle. See what the Panthers do here on third down. Now, so many teams are predictable in terms of who's going to carry the ball and maybe what play they call on third down.
3rd and 9. Under 20 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Good teams scout themselves too, Carl, and make sure they're not predictable.
Shams flanked by Holt. Holt takes it and going to gain a couple
tough yards, actually. Tackled by Harper Jankowski, the 6-foot junior.
All right, we have reached the end of the first quarter with a score. West Salem 7, Logan nothing. We will be back after the break. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department.
Delivery and setup.
Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
Welcome back, everybody. Beginning of the second quarter here. Nice shot of the Logan Ranger band led by Mark Lockman. And the Ranger band sounds excellent tonight. They performed the national anthem pre-game out on the field. Got the plumes on the hats. Looking sharp.
Yeah, those guys do a nice job with that band. I know Mark real well. And quality guy. A lot of good staff members here at this school. I teach here once in a while. You probably knew that.
Yeah, you have an extra special connection with the Logan Rangers.
Got a couple of young grandsons on this team, too, that will be playing next year.
Blitz coming, and no chance for Wolpat. Perfectly timed snap. That's Damon Butler with a sack.
Stunts are basically about timing. And you're right.
And that's perfect timing there.
In the first quarter, a perfect timing stunt by Brendan Holt. So we have two guys that
talented running backs and getting sacks,
exactly.
both of them each.
See if the Rangers can get something going. You know, after that very first touchdown by the Panthers, the Ranger defense has been good. They've stopped them.
And you can't really even blame them for the first touchdown. West Salem started on the 11-yard line. Nagel tries to make another man miss, stretches it out wide, and gains a couple.
Trying to get to that edge, and that is his strength, no question about it. Tackle by number 16, who 19, and he's not on our program either. To check with some of these coaches between at halftime.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7. Nagel in motion again. Handoff goes to Butler. Butler gets his pad level low and drives himself across the 40-yard line to the 41. Call it the 42.
So Wolpat coming up from his safety spot, making the tackle. and faked that jet sweep and then ran behind him up the middle. Good block inside by the Ranger offensive line, Gavrilos, Larson, and Magnuson, along with Trisoni and Robert Snodgrass.
Butler a little bit shaken up. He wasn't moving full speed coming off the field, maybe just a little bit banged up on that play. 3rd and short, quick sneak, and Maven may or may not have gotten it there.
I don't think he did, but maybe with second effort. It appears he did just by getting.
I think they've got it.
Going right behind number 77, Hart Larson, using his 230-pound frame. Malik Brown brings a play in. Again, if you missed earlier, the Rangers 16 touchdowns, all on the ground. So tendency to maybe load the box a little bit if you're the opponent.
Spread out wide, the Logan Ranger offense. Back to pass, Maven. Blitz is picked up. Maven rolls to his right, still looking for someone to throw to, and knocked down. A huge loss there. Maven's got to just get rid of that football there.
Well, check down passes and sacks usually are the result of great defensive backfield play. And that's what we're seeing here in this first half.
A definite coverage sack there. Really needed to get that one out of his hands. Could have just thrown it to the bench.
When you look at the times that Calvin Maven has been knocked down early here in this first half, that's a little scary thought when the number of times you're hit that hard. How long are you going to be able to continue to play?
Blitz up the middle. Holt again.
Well, the Rangers, Carl, need a timeout. They need to regroup. They need to refocus. They need to review their responsibilities blocking.
And so now it's going to bring up 3rd and 22.
We got to look at how Calvin Maven is just. His body language tells you that
no sense of urgency,
but he's struggling.
Absolutely, he came off a little bit gimpy a couple of possessions ago, and
he's frustrated.
I don't blame him. 3rd and 25. Back to pass. Gets a departure, and he gains a couple before he's leveled.
Boy, I guess so. And the Panthers ready for that wide receiver screen, too. A good play, trying to get Parcher, Malik Brown on the edge. And as we see Calvin Maven come out, he's looks like some guys at 2 o'clock in the morning walking down 3rd Street, you know. That's kind of what he reminds me of. And, of course, he's never been on 3rd Street. But
back to punt. A end-over-end kick takes a huge Logan Ranger bounce all the way down to the 3 to the 2-yard line.
What are we talking? 70-yard
We're talking
kick?
70-yard kick.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable bounce.
Anytime you have a kicker like Tyler Harris, a punter or a field goal kicker, you always have the opportunity to be in a game.
Tyler Harris, a 5'10", 165-pound senior.
Tyler Harris telling his defense, now look what I just did. Now you take it from here.
Yeah, you guys, I gave you a huge position.
Now it's up to you to get the ball back for Calvin Maven.
And now the West Salem offense is going to need to be cautious in the shadow of their own goalpost to not wind up with a safety or a turnover and give Logan a huge opportunity. Wolpad in the gun.
Stunt.
Butler comes. It's picked up, and the pass falls incomplete.
Usually stunts require man-to-man coverage on the edge, and Wolpat looking to his featured receiver on the outside, but good coverage by the Rangers.
Pass was intended for Foreman. Brings up 2nd and 10 on their own 1-yard line. 7:50 to go in the second quarter.
Foreman with already 1 catch in this game. 15 catches, 250 yards, and 1 TD.
Holt's got some room to run and gets across to the 10-yard line, maybe the 11, and very close to a first down.
Damon Butler again. Boy, he's on his way to becoming our player of the game on defense for the Rangers, in on many, many tackles, either as an assist or a solo tackle. Rangers bring in number 71, Mason Parkhurst, the senior. Had a lot of playing time last week with several Rangers not in the lineup.
Going to bring up 3rd and 1. Little bit of breathing room after that gain. 7:05 to go in the first half.
Go to Holt here, 3rd and 1.
Wopat, hands to Holt. He's knocked down.
Wow, Ranger
going to be
defense.
very close.
Ranger defense playing well, Carl. That time number 74, the guy I talked about earlier on, who's emerged into a tremendous defensive player, Harper Jankowski, on the hit and loss on that play.
And now with a 4th and 1 coming up, Therick Roberts will line up to punt it away. Malik Brown at the 38-yard line. So very good field position, assuming this isn't a 68-yard punt like the last one. Line drives it, and it rumbles across to the 50 and back into Ranger territory, but still very good field position for the Logan Rangers.
Who says you have to have hang time to be a good punter? That was just a good roll, more of a rugby style over the top.
Take a look at one of our sponsors for tonight's game. Schumacher Kish Funeral Homes has been serving the La Crosse area for over 50 years. Traditional services or prearranged funeral plans, it's comforting to know they'll be there when you need them. Schumacher Kish in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. I want to thank the gang at Schumacher Kish for being on board. Always a good sponsor of ours. 6:07 to go in the second quarter, 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Man comes in motion. Handoff goes. Butler gets into West Salem territory, and that extra effort gets him very close to a first down.
Boy, I tell you, if we had a replay of that and to show our viewers, you could see a guy that ran with determination, balance, vision, effort, all those kinds of things.
A lot like Rick Astley. He was never going to give you up on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
2nd and 2 now, 45-yard line.
You're talking about that famous song, aren't you?
That's the one. You'll be singing it all night, Terry. Back to pass Maven. Going deep, floated in the air. Foreman playing receiver on that one rather than defensive back.
He sure was. Intended for number 13, Jericho Parcher, who was turned in to be a featured receiver. Talking about songs. My wife and I took the night off from football, went to Mamma Mia last night. Oh, boy, I tell you.
I didn't get a chance to get down there, and I've heard it was just fantastic. A few friends of mine were in the production, and I just couldn't make it this go around.
And a penalty, too? Rangers going back. But as we're marching off this penalty, I did not realize that we had that much local talent. Because last night's performance was, I thought about it all day today. That's how good it was.
I've been involved with the La Crosse Community Theater before, and they just do a fantastic job down there. Of
course, and they sang my favorite song, too.
Dancing Queen?
That's right.
All the songs of ABBA.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that penalty, I didn't catch. We were too busy worrying about ABBA, but I didn't catch what the penalty was. Brings up 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Maven looking for the screen pass, and it's batted down.
Boy, the passing game of the Rangers has been sort of non-existent. The effort is there, but Maven, not much he can do, Carl. And in order to get a good running game, you have to, and one complements the other, no question about it.
3rd and 15 will be the down and distance.
Floyd Thomas checks in, Malik Brown in.
And it really limits your playbook when you're at a 3rd and long like this.
3rd and long. Defenses love this particular down and distance.
Back to pass. And almost intercepted, in and out of the hands. And we got a penalty flag in the backfield.
Roughing the passer, good defense by number 22, Aaron Barr. But I think I took my eyes off the quarterback. Are we going to see a...
I think it was Brendan Holt would be the culprit on that one. He had a lane. He juked himself around Damon Butler on the blitz.
Didn't see that. I don't see a lot of reaction by the Panthers sideline, so perhaps they saw what the officials saw.
Maybe not quite as intense as the call against Clay Matthews this past week.
This was a discussion all week long on talk radio.
That's right.
But the NFL defended it.
That's right. That's the way it's going to be called, it looks like. So,
well, I mean, that's the key to network survival is quarterback play.
That's right. 1st and 10, 42-yard line. Big penalty, bails him out. Maven's keeping the ball, and he's ripped down.
He's a little read option, too, Rick. Carl, I'm so used to working with Rick.
Last couple weeks you have, I'll give you a pass.
Trevor Troush. Well, I work with him
I haven't called you Art yet tonight, have I?
Well, Art's a good friend of mine, so I wouldn't mind if you did that.
All right.
But Rick and I work every Saturday with Eagle football, but there's a bye week this week, so we're off.
Nice to have the weekend off.
Yeah.
Ethan Coleman checking into the game, number 10. Saw the bottoms of his cleats are like a shiny gold.
Oh, really? You
I
must
like
have
it.
some speed, huh?
That's right. At the tight end position. Man in motion's Malik Brown. Back to throw. And immediately smack down. That's John Glassmaker making the play.
Wow. Kelvin
Changed his name to John Playmaker.
Oh, my gosh. Kelvin Maven's like, what am I supposed to do, Coach? I mean, that is frustrating. He will not.
And he's limping.
Carl, he
coming
will
back
not
to the sideline
the entire game as many times as
at
he's
this rate. Absolutely not. A Warrior, though, gets himself back in there.
If he is able to play the whole game and stay healthy, no matter what happens, he should be our player of the game.
That's right. 3rd and 25. Where have we heard this before?
Screen time. Rangers like that screen. Let's see if they go with it.
Direct snap to Floyd Thomas.
Yeah. The old days of a single wing and the direct snap to the back. You don't remember those days, but I do.
I don't exactly, but, you know.
Notre Dame was good at that direct snap.
Yeah, they were. So now it's going to bring up 4th and 23. And the Logan Rangers are going to need to punt.
They got the right guy punting.
High kick this time. Foreman almost made a fair catch signal and then caught it, and he's tackled down at the 22-yard line.
Foreman with good hands decides to take a chance, but again, good coverage by the Rangers. Alex Cosby, the first guy there.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. High school football on KQEG TV.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Little read option with the sweep, which the Red Raiders love to do with Stephen Cross. And the Panthers have the same success in their playbook.
It was a 5-yard gain. That was Therick Roberts. First carry of the night for him.
Well, we talked about him a lot a couple weeks ago when the Panthers beat Toma on this field. Remember, Therick Roberts
Had a heck of a game for himself.
He sure did.
2nd and 5. Handoff goes to Holt, rips through a tackler, and he's across to the 43-yard line and a first down.
You want to talk about teachable moments. Just clip out like the style of running for young people to watch. It would certainly, Holt would be one of them you would focus on, wouldn't you? The way he runs so hard, his pad level, his determination. He never stops. His feet keep going.
And that's why he got himself a first down there, 37-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go. Logan Ranger band getting ready on the south end zone. Wopat, little option run. Holt goes and is pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Wopat likes to run that. Ethan Hannawall, the 5'9 senior, came up and knocked him out of bounds. Rangers again giving some yardage up, but playing pretty good defense.
Both teams have their full complement of timeouts remaining. Minute 43 to go here, 2nd and 5. Wopat back to pass. He's got trouble, but he finds his man. That's Dalton Shams, and Shams makes a man miss, and he's tackled down at the 47-yard line.
Should have went out of bounds, but didn't get to the sideline. Wopat sort of flushed out of the pocket, extended the play, found his check down receiver, and the Panthers wisely call a timeout. Or did he get out of bounds? No, just
the clock will stop for the first down, but that's about it. First completion for Wopat.
Got connected with Shams on the underneath pass. It goes for a gain of about 12 yards. They're at the 46-yard line.
46-yard line. Holt takes the ball and gets a gain of 3 on the play.
Geez, Holt finding it difficult in the second quarter to get the yards that he got early on. Number 50, Paisley Cooper, making the hit.
In the second quarter, the Holman Vikings lead the Aquinas Blue Golds 27-0.
Blue Golds kind of hurt now with their starting quarterback Gavin Wetzel out, another injury.
That was a tough one to see last week when Wetzel went down.
He's such a good
leaving
kid
on crutches.
I know.
And
he's out now for 6 months. I talked to his dad today, Paul Wetzel, who is an outstanding player on this field for the Logan Rangers. And so he's going to miss quite a bit of basketball, if not the whole season.
Do you know what the injury is, Terry? I don't.
Meniscus.
Okay. That's a tough one. West Salem took their first timeout, and while they take a timeout, we're going to take a look at another one of our sponsors for tonight's game, Allied Cooperative. The products you need from the people you trust, all close to home. From agronomy, feed and grain, to LP and refined fuels, to Ace Hardware and Cenex. Allied Cooperative. Now that's something to cheer about. Minute 3 to go. 2nd and 7. 43-yard line. Wopat in the gun. Back to pass. Screen pass to number 30, who makes a man miss. And he's got some room to run. All the way down to the 15-yard line where he's tackled down.
Big play. Damon Butler missed a tackle, and he doesn't usually miss many tackles. But guess what? The yellow piece of material on the field is going to go against the Panthers.
And they're bringing that all back. So all that effort for naught as the penalty goes against the Panthers. Looks like an illegal block in the back.
Didn't see that either, but I'll give the official the benefit of the doubt.
So at halftime, we'll have to figure out who number 30 is. Going to bring up 2nd and 13, under 50 seconds to go. Wolpat back to pass. Finds his man Foreman. It's caught. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Trenton Foreman with his first catch of the night.
Good pass by Wolpat, too, and not one of the most prolific passers in the area, but showing that given protection like he did, Carl, he had good poise, looked at his progressions, found an open receiver, first down.
37.7 seconds to go here. 26-yard line. Wolpat will be in the gun again. Pressure coming. Deep throw and nice play there to break it up. That's Malik Brown on the coverage.
Yeah, outstanding play. And Wolpat sprinting out a little bit to open up his field of vision, and the Rangers came through with a good defensive play.
32 seconds to go, 2nd and 10.
I think I'd be looking at maybe a draw play to Holt in this situation. Again, Justin
Get some
Yang,
junk yardage.
Yang, the head coach and offensive coordinator.
Wolpat in the gun, giving some last-minute instructions to Brendan Holt. Back to throw, finds number 30, who cuts back up the middle, and he's knocked down at the 11-yard line.
Been good effort again, and into the red zone are the Panthers.
15-yard gain there. 25 seconds now. Timeout, West Salem. Next week, we're going to have 2 more great games. Onalaska at Central, and these Logan Rangers at Holman.
Yeah, I'm at that game.
You're doing the Logan at Holman game?
So I'm excited.
I don't know where I'm going to be. I haven't been given my.
I find out in July where I'm going. Some of you guys wait until the last minute.
I get the mystery game every week.
I'm Logan at Holman and Aquinas at Logan and Sparta at Aquinas as I end my regular season, and then to the playoffs we go, huh?
If you'd like a copy of tonight's game, you can go to our website, kqegtv.com. If you are watching us on the stream, you're already on the website. So after the game, go navigate back to the home page and find information on how to order a copy of tonight's game. 25 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line after the big gain through the air. Handoff to Holt. Holt pushes a man down in the end zone for a touchdown.
Wow, and a big cavity, too. Could credit that to a hole that opened up a gigantic hole on the left side of that offensive line. Jeez, Glassmaker and Freidenland and Dylan Hole, Ethan Olson, Stranus, a good job on this possession.
Zach Hutchinson will attempt the PAT. He made his first attempt. High snap. Wolpat gets it down. It's kicked, but it's blocked. And so a no-go on that PAT makes the score 13-0 in favor of West Salem. Only 20 seconds to go. Got to figure, barring some miracle kickoff return, that will be our halftime score.
See if the Rangers can break one open here at the to get themselves back in the game as we near halftime.
American Family Insurance and your West Salem agent, Jim Quinn. See Jim for protecting for what you've achieved so you can dream fearlessly. Jim is your star-certified American Family Insurance agent at 123 East Hamilton Street in West Salem. Thank you to American Family Insurance. 13-0 our score, 20 seconds to go. West Salem will kick. Zach Hutchinson do the kicking duties. Here's the kick. It's a squibber. Fielded at the 30-yard line by Max Harsey. Harsey, ball is loose, and West Salem's got the football.
I think knocked out of bounds by number 14, Zach Hutchinson, too. And he recovered.
The kicker does it all. Hutchinson does indeed recover that one at the 42-yard line. 13 seconds to go, one timeout.
So what do you call now? Do you go to the air? Do you run your jet sweep? Do you run your draw play to hold? He's the guy that scored the 2 touchdowns. Do you let him try to rumble and use his running ability to run over people? Got some options there.
Got to figure that, at least from my standpoint, I think we're going to be seeing a fairly conservative approach. Don't want to let Logan get any momentum going into the locker room.
Logan in a cover 3. I don't think you're right. I think they're going to go for it.
Wopat keeps it, and he's taken down at the 40-yard line. And West Salem will use a timeout.
Now you maybe go for it, huh?
Maybe take the Hail Mary shot.
Might as well. You got Foreman. You can send out Holt.
Caleb Young, David Latos.
Yeah, you got
Dalton Shams.
Yeah, you got a lot of receivers.
Got some options.
Barr, you got Severe, you got Barney. Just run your trips and throw the ball like the Red Raiders will do, but they have a guy by the name of Jordan Davis, is about 6'5", and just a jump ball.
Yeah, that's about the best jump ball receiver you're going to find in the Mississippi Valley. 4.9 seconds on the clock. Barring a defensive penalty, this should be our final play of the first half. It's been a fairly expeditious first half. Not quite 8 o'clock here.
Pretty well
Central
officiated, too.
Daylight time.
Yeah,
it's been a fairly clean game, not a lot of laundry on the field.
Yeah, no UWL game tomorrow, so I'm in a triathlon.
Where's that going to be?
It's at Drugan's, part of TriQuest.
Very nice.
So that'll be my Saturday, and then I'll sleep all day Sunday.
All right.
No, we'll go to church, go out and eat, and then I'll sleep.
All right. I'm sure I'll be immersed in NFL football on Sunday.
Is that what you do from 8 or 9 in the morning and all day long?
After church is done on Sunday, I park myself in front of the tube. All right, 4.9 seconds, 2nd and 8, 40-yard line. Wopat to his left, looking for some place to go. We got a penalty flag. What is the call?
Well, where it's located, it's against the Panthers, but this side judge likes those penalties inside, and he's calling it, I believe, on number 55. Glassmaker, it looked like he was pointing toward him, and the Rangers will decline.
And that's going to close out the first half. Score of West Salem 13, Logan nothing. We're going to take a halftime break here. We'll be back in a little bit. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
You know that
At Tri-State Business Machines, our job is to keep you moving forward. We know your business depends on the reliability of your equipment. That's why we're here, to provide you with the industry's highest rated machines and the know-how to keep them running at peak efficiency. We understand the importance of quality sales, service, and support. We've been doing it for over 60 years. To learn more about what we can do for you, visit tsbm.com. Tri-State Business Machines. Move forward with us.
It's halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the West Salem Panthers and the Logan Rangers. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages.
Not every game's a
It's halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the West Salem Panthers and the Logan Rangers. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages.
not every
Welcome back, everybody. It's halftime here at Swanson Field. Carl Greenfield alongside Terry Erickson and Ryan Scaife on the camera. 13-0 West Salem in the lead on the back of 2 touchdowns by Brennan Holt. And the West Salem Panthers have been dominating on defense thus far.
I think both teams have played well on defense, even though the Rangers down 13-0. But overall, except for giving up a few touchdowns, they've played pretty well. Brock Harney, another good game plan as the defensive coordinator, similar to what he did last week against the Central Red Raiders. Some creative blitzes. I thought they've done well in that regard. Some instinctive moves defensively. But so have the Panthers under Bob Gorniak. They've had equally creative blitzes. They've been really the dominant team in the trenches, no question about it. And with their defensive approach, the recipient of those blitzes, those stunts, and that defense has been Calvin Maven.
Running for his life in the first half.
Yeah.
Maven has been hit, and he's been hit hard.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a flak jacket in the
locker room. I don't know, but I think they want to put it on him if they got it.
Absolutely, but
maybe a second set of shoulder pads.
Exactly, but the Logan coaches need to address their blocking schemes at halftime. And I know they met, they caucused as an offensive group, they caucused as a defense to get their thoughts together from the coaches in the press box. So they need to, if Calvin Maven's going to stay in the game, if the Rangers have any chance of scoring a touchdown, they haven't scored one in the last 2 games against these Panthers, by the way, as we talked about, they need to address that. And their passing game needs to complement their running game. Calvin Maven getting absolutely no time, and the seams opening up a little bit, but then at the second level, the linebackers for the Panthers have really been outstanding.
And the play of Brennan Holt has been the story of the first half. Really, statistically, probably the biggest thing of note. Brennan Holt with 14 carries, 71 yards, and 2 TDs on the night so far. Had 4 touchdowns last week. That gives him 11 on the season. And this is now his 5th game. It's the 6th game of the season for West Salem.
And really what's the shame of that is that he missed a game because of what I thought was a incorrect call here, right down below us in a game against Toma, that the official overreacted and he should not have been thrown out of the game. That really was frustrating to a lot of people, certainly the West Salem people, but more to Brendan Holt. So, but he came back in terror, like you said last week, and one of Logan's certainly their strength is their running game, moving the chains and sustained drives. They did that last week,
and they've done it a little bit tonight, but they've gotten knocked back so much on penalties and sacks, and they just haven't been able to get things moving on the offensive side.
They haven't consistently moved the chains. You're exactly right, and oftentimes when they need a critical play, they go backwards. So let's hope that was addressed and that we have a good second half.
Well, we're going to take another quick break before we come back for the second half. 2:40 left on the clock here at Swanson Field. It's a beautiful night. We're in the low to mid 50s now. And we will be back on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star Maintenance Program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
No matter where.
There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the bluffs.
Academic success, athletic success, all of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game, I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous, I felt every emotion that, you can feel.
college, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW La Crosse.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious...
Welcome back, everybody. Just about set for the second half kickoff. Carl Greenfield joined by Terry Erickson and Ryan Scaife on the camera tonight. And we did get an update while we were at halftime. Ethan Olson is the mystery number 30. He was number 52 earlier in the year, changed his number to number 30 so he can carry the ball on offense, making him eligible.
The way he's played, I don't know if he's got a Superman costume underneath that. Him and Brendan Holt both playing extremely well. Not unexpected, the way they played all season.
Update from Roger Herring Stadium. Holman with a commanding lead at halftime, 51-0 over the Aquinas Blue Golds. Line drive kickoff. And some room for Dalton Shams, who gets pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Shams knocked out of bounds by Jeremiah Nagel. I don't see any flags, but it looked like it looked like a hit out of bounds. But
I think you're right.
Nagel, one of the quickest defenders in terms of his ability to laterally cover the field. They only played half the game against Central last week. They certainly need him on that defensive unit.
First and 10, 38-yard line was where Shams was marked out of bounds. West Salem with a 13-0 lead here. Handoff goes to Holt, who pushes his way back a couple of yards.
Some pretty tough yards. Ran into the big guy, the nose tackle, Robert Snodgrass, 6'4", 250. They could have used him last week.
I think that 250 might be a little on the light side, too. Snodgrass, a big young man.
Great wrestler, too. Floyd Thomas back in the lineup at defensive end, number 9. Harper Jankowski, number 74, the 6-foot junior.
2nd and 7. Handoff goes to Holt again, goes off right tackle, and he's got some room to run. Makes the man miss, and he's got no one in front of him. Brendan Holt all the way to the end zone. A 59-yard touchdown and no penalty flags.
He got to the edge, and then after that, with his size and his speed, ran past the linebacker, past the defensive back, into the end zone.
Devin Moran was the last man there, got a hold of Holt's shoulder pad, but couldn't bring him down. And that's a huge boost to start off the second half for West Salem.
A huge boost for them, but a highly devastating, deflating run for the Rangers.
And it looks like West Salem is going to keep their offense on the field. They're going to go for 2. Just 54 seconds into the half, and we've already got our first touchdown. Holt takes it, and he's going to be stopped about a half-yard shy of the goal line.
Yeah, stopped by Robert Snodgrass, denying him a PAT.
We're going to take a short little break while they change sides. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.
Not every game's a winner, but if you want to turn that frown into a smile, stop by Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill in West Salem for delicious post-game food. Their homemade 16-inch unlimited topping pizza for just $12 will put a smile on everyone's face. Stop in on Taco Tuesday or Wednesday for $2 burgers. Open every day at 11 a.m. with great lunch specials. For 40 years, Hunter's has had a rich tradition of serving the families of West Salem with great food at reasonable prices. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill, Leonard Street in downtown West.
Welcome back, everyone. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson. 11:06 left in the third quarter. Just 54 seconds was all West Salem needed to score their first touchdown of the half. Brendan Holt rumbles for 59 yards on the scoring play.
Matt Roll, the special teams coordinator for the Rangers, talking to his unit. If they have any kind of reverse now, this is maybe the time to do it.
Hutchinson ready to kick off. A short pop kick, fielded on a bounce. That's Harsey across to the 41-yard line.
Harsey getting good field position, going north and south. Tackled by number 72 for the Panthers, Cole Carlaw, the senior.
First and 10, 41-yard line.
Well, we talked at halftime about the Rangers needing a sustained drive. I would think this would be the time to have it.
This is the exact time for that. Handoff goes to Butler, and he's able to get a little bit of an angle, and a good second effort puts him down at the 47-yard line. What looked like a play that was blown up in the backfield, Damon Butler turns into a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, you know, he ran through a tackle by Brandon Lund to get that yardage. Just shows his speed on the edge.
And only 5'6", 160 pounds, but power in those legs for sure. We talked about that in our opener. Snap, hand to Butler. Tries to power his way through, but he's taken down by a host of Panthers.
Yeah, I guess so. 3 Panthers led by big number 55, John Glassmaker. Tough running up against Glassmaker. That defensive line awful strong in the middle.
Butler now checks out of the game. Calvin Maven brings the play in from the sideline.
And you look at the heart of that defense, Noel Hess, Stranus, Trausch, and that defensive line, Glassmaker, the linebacker, they're tough to run against.
And a pass goes to Harsey, who's tackled down at the 49-yard line by Glassmaker, and slow to get up for West Salem.
Holt.
Looks like that's 44, Brendan Holt. And he's very, very gingerly making his way towards the sidelines. Don't
he
know
says-
what's really
he
wrong
says
with
to the-
him there.
Well, he said to the trainers, "Get away from me. I'm okay. I need a break." Rangers going for it on 4th down. It appears they are.
4th and 2. Marcy gained 1 on that last play.
This will be an interesting play, huh?
Perhaps a hard count opportunity? No. Maven's got it. Makes the pitch. Harsey pushed out of bounds, and it's going to be a first down.
Good play call, too, yes. Using Calvin Maven's speed, he scored the only touchdown for the Rangers last week on a similar play, using Harsey, getting a first down.
4-yard gain for Max Harsey gives the Rangers a new set of downs at the 47-yard line of West Salem.
Got a little encouragement by his coaches after that first down.
1st and 10, tight formation. Handoff goes to Nagel, who gets strung out and taken down for a loss back at the 47-yard line.
Ethan Olson again. Since we got the right number, we can say who it is.
It feels good.
We didn't have it till halftime, but I think the biggest strength of that Panther defense. We talked about their front line, but their linebackers are so quick from sideline to sideline. Their lateral pursuit is just extraordinary.
2nd and 16 back at the 47-yard line, now in Ranger territory. Back to pass Maven. Scrambles right, gets rid of it, and it's caught and taken down. Jack McHugh's sake making a circus catch, and I think he was asking for a face mask. I'm surprised we didn't get it called. I think we got it right on the hand.
Maven, too, limping to the sideline. Great pass under duress. And Jack McHugh, using his size, comes up with a spectacular catch. I see his grandpa here watching the game, Jack McHugh's grandfather, Dan McHugh from Holman,
of McHugh excavating fame.
Parade marshal of the Cornfest parade last month.
Going left and has a man in his face. Now he goes back right. Oh, a huge block. Maven ripped down at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and a great block by Robert Snodgrass.
Snodgrass pumping himself up after that. Those kind of blocks feel good when you get to just level a man.
You know what, though? That's dangerous. Dangerous for the defense.
That's right.
When you scramble like that, and it's a blindside block.
Robert Snodgrass enthusiastically coming off the field.
Yeah, but be enthusiastic for your team, too.
Kick back to Foreman at the 9-yard line, makes a couple men miss, and then he's tripped up across to the 14-yard line.
Excellent coverage. My gosh, Caleb Tersoni, a tremendous open field tackle.
6:52 remaining in our third quarter. You see number 48, that's Sterling Roper, holding up the play call placard in street clothes, but still in his uniform.
Well, I see Calvin Maven on the sideline. He's gonna need a good night's sleep after this one.
He's gonna need an ice bath after this one,
and maybe a deep tissue massage, huh?
Maybe like that Michael Phelps, the cupping thing that they did.
There you go.
Pass over to, that's Olson. Olson is taken down at the 20-yard line.
Little read option. Throwing to your short receiver.
Ethan Olson, a talented defender as well. We talked about him as a kickoff returner.
Ethan Olson, 44 tackles, leads the Panthers. The number 52, the senior.
Handoff goes to Therick Roberts off the right side. Not much going there.
We haven't called his number very often, have we? He hasn't really had many touches.
That is the second carry of the night for Therick Roberts. Goes for a loss of 1. Going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Max Harsey on the tackle. I don't know if you were around, remember his dad, Troy, playing at UWL. Outstanding player. Set a lot of records on a national championship team.
I've not been in the lacrosse area long enough for multiple generations of athletes.
I think I just have a feeling Mike Schmidt, the head coach, is going to bring back that success.
Olsen takes the handoff, and he's got some room to run and a first down. And we got a Ranger slow to get up.
A couple of Rangers on the tackle. Devin Moran.
Going to have an official's timeout for the injury. That's number 16, Jeremiah Nagel, slow to get up. He's up under his own power.
Kind of following Brendan Holt's body language. Down for a minute and then up and off to the sidelines.
And he's something to do with seeing stars or something. Maybe got his bell rung on that play. Hopefully nothing too severe for him.
Knowing him, if unless the trainers say otherwise, he'll be back in the game.
They're going to check him out. Best wishes to Jeremiah Nagel there. 1st and 10, 33-yard line. Wopat hands to Holt. Holt with a gain of 3 on the play.
Good block on the edge that time by number 30, Ethan Olsen.
Going to bring up 2nd and 7 here. Wopat in the gun. Hands off to Holt. Holt, not much room to run there. Good stop there by the Logan Rangers.
Boy, good stop. It's right there. There's some, that time number 36, Dallas Kapanke. There's been some plays the Rangers have looked good defensively. Then they give up a explosive play, and then they're right back in the hole again.
Very demoralizing when you have several good plays in a row and then you do give up that chunk yardage play. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Wopat back to pass, finds Foreman, and he's got a lot of white jerseys in his favor. Trenton Foreman in a foot race, and he's going to win it. 63 yards at a touchdown.
And no flags, and there's that bubble screen too, using your best featured receiver behind a convoy of Panthers, and another score for West Salem.
Trenton Foreman with 2 catches on the game now. That one gives him 89 total yards. That one goes for 63 and a touchdown. And West Salem up to a 25-0 lead now, as you see the student section across the way. Must be camo night for them. Terry, I don't even know if I own anything in camo.
I know I don't.
I'm not much of an outdoorsman, so.
Well, my grandson has some camo, but
I'm sure I could borrow some from a friend if I had to. Going for 2. Holt has got it.
Boy, he shifted direction and just really left Max Harsey flat-footed and got a PAT. This is when it's dangerous for a quarterback. With 3:28 left, you're down 27-0. You really have to sort of throw the ball more than run the ball, and you're vulnerable.
Union State Bank of West Salem is proud to support West Salem athletics. Union State Bank is a hometown community bank serving families and businesses in the Cooley region. For all of your banking needs, Union State Bank, where customers and community come first. Member FDIC. Next week, we will have 2 more games on the docket. Onalaska at Central. That should be a fun one there. And then Logan at Holman. Holman in a dominant performance tonight against the Aquinas Blue Golds. Not much of a surprise there, I would say, especially after the injury last week.
Yeah, the mild surprise was Sparta ahead of Central.
10-6 at halftime. Central was trailing the Sparta Spartans. But that is a tough place to play at Sparta.
It is, and Sparta's just needing a win very badly, and they feel they should have 3 or 4 more wins than they do, and they're right in each game and just can't finish.
At halftime, it was 14-0 on Alaska, leading Toma. Parcher makes a man miss, and a nice return across to the 39-yard line.
Nice return indeed. Pretty good field position. Tackled by Cole Carla, the second special teams tackle he has had this evening.
.323 to go, 40-yard line.
Kelvin Maven still in at quarterback.
Maven in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands to Butler. Butler with maybe about a half-yard gain there.
Dylan Knoll, number 54, doesn't let him get many yards. This Panther defense is so well coached and so skilled. I'm surprised they even have a loss. Of course, their only loss, that 20-0 loss last week to Holman, or 2 weeks ago.
2nd and 10. Blitz coming. Complete to Parcher, who's tackled down awkwardly. Good to see Parcher come up okay off of that one.
Parcher had
a 2-yard gain.
You think he had a little running room. At least it was soft coverage initially, and then it closed with Brandon
the gap.
Lynn. Oh my gosh, and a good tackle too. Technique-wise for young people, tackle with balance and wrap up and keep your feet moving.
2:17 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 7, 43-yard line. Maven takes a snap, hands to Butler. Butler's got some room to run, and then some. DeMond Butler all the way down to the 32-yard line and a first down.
Boy, good closing speed, too, by number 55, John Glassmaker. Now, that shows a little bit of his speed, being able to catch up to DeMond Butler.
25-yard gain there for DeMond Butler. Best offensive play of the night for the Logan Rangers. And Butler going to take a quick breather after that one.
And a good play call, too, Carl, because the Panthers expecting a pass, of course, on 3rd and long.
31-yard line, 1st and 10. And pass to the left to Malik Brown. Malik Brown's got some room to run and a first down there. And a late penalty flag comes in.
Well, I'm not sure what that was. Apparently a late hit.
It looked like Jericho Parcher was blocking his man and engaging him completely out of bounds.
No, a penalty on the Rangers. I question that. I'd like to see that right here and now, because I do not think that was a penalty. Well, the Rangers, we saw that last week.
Going to get holding against the Rangers.
We saw that last week, Carl, when the Rangers would have a good drive. They'd get down near the red zone, and they'd either have a turnover or a penalty.
1st and 12. Holding 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Harsey takes the pitch and doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lose a yard on that one.
Just 4 white jerseys right there, led by number 58, Trevor Troush.
Trouch, a senior. for Justin Yane and the West Salem Panthers.
Need to have a little bit of a seam in order to get your momentum and get to the second level. We see Jeremy Nagel, a key part of the Ranger defense, being attended to by the trainers on the bench.
I'm willing to bet that Jeremiah Nagel will not get his helmet back tonight. Deep pass, looking for his man. He's got it! Touchdown, Logan Rangers. Jack McHugh-Sake with an unbelievable circus catch.
It was in good coverage, but a great pass by Calvin Maven, too. Those that didn't think Calvin Maven could throw the ball 40 yards, I guess he just proved them wrong.
And that right there is the first passing touchdown of the season for these Logan Rangers, and that is the first thing that the Ranger crowd has had a chance to cheer about tonight. And the PAT is good.
Yeah, and the first score, by the way, in 2 years against the Panther defense. Rangers shut out the last 2 years.
What a great adjustment in the air by Jack McHugh-Sake. The pass was not on the line that he was running. He picked up the ball in the air, made an adjustment, got past the defender, made the catch going down.
Yeah, and showing his size. And what a great game for his grandfather, who I could see down sitting near the 50-yard line to come and watch his grandson on his first varsity touchdown in his career.
We're going to take a look at another one of our sponsors for tonight's game. Rish Heating and Air Conditioning in downtown West Salem offers a wide range of central air conditioners and heat pumps. You can't go wrong with an Armstrong Air. Plus a complete line of high-efficiency gas, oil, and electric furnaces. Count on Rish Heating and Air Conditioning in West Salem this winter to keep your family warm. Terry, when I was on my way here, I was talking to my wife. She told me she'd turn the heat on at the house.
No, wait a minute now. Oh, my God.
She got home and she said, no, this is too cold. I got to turn the furnace on.
In case you're wondering, the Farmer's Almanac said we're going to have a snowy, long, cold winter.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but I'll be in Arizona, and I won't have to worry about turning on the heat.
Well, it's 52 degrees right now. Kickoff goes and through the back of the end zone. There's that weapon of Tyler Harris.
Yeah, just kind of like Ryan Byrne last year for the Panthers, and now a kicker for UWL Eagles.
Ryan Byrne had the game-winning field goal a couple weeks ago.
He did. Illinois Wesleyan, and we were there.
So out to the 20-yard line after the touchback. West Salem will take over. 47 seconds to go.
Encouraging touchdown. See if the defense can duplicate that with their effort.
You never know what the Logan Rangers could get out of some momentum here if they're able to make a stop. Wopat hands off to Holt. Gets his gain of 5.
He had a head of steam up, too. It looked like he was going to ramble for a while, but number 19, Ethan Hannawall, comes up and makes the hit. Kind of a big size difference, Ethan Hannawall and Holt.
5'9", 150 pounds goes Hannawall. Senior defensive back.
Great baseball player, too, for the Rangers.
2nd and 5. Seconds ticking down in the third quarter, probably the last play of the third quarter. Handoff goes Holt, and he's going to get a few yards, going to be a couple yards short of the first down.
Mason Parkhurst, the senior defensive lineman, on the tackle.
And that brings us to the close of the third quarter with a score of West Salem 27 and Logan 7. We'll be back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.
There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the bluffs.
Academic success, athletic success, all of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game, I I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous. You know, I felt every emotion that, you know, you can feel.
College, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW La Crosse.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the fourth quarter. It's time to jump around for the Logan Ranger student section. They're kind of huddled in some blankets down there, but they're doing their best. You know, they should all be jumping to stay warm.
Of course, the Badger jump around. By the way, the Badgers need to jump around tomorrow or they're going to get beat by Iowa.
That'll be a tough matchup at Kinnick Stadium. Hand off to Holt, and he dives over the pile for a first down.
Boy, is he the complete package or what?
Unreal play by Brendan Holt.
Keeps the drive going.
First and 10, 31-yard line. Wopat in the gun. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and he's taken down.
I think he wished he didn't keep it.
Harper Jankowski in on that one.
Had the option there, the read option, and should have given it to the fullback rather than keep it. I got a grandson that's the backup quarterback, and we just might see him in this game here.
What's your grandson's name?
Julian, number 15. He's a starting quarterback on the VR team. Another grandson, Jackson Fenwick, starter on the VR team.
A handoff to Ethan Olson, who's got some room to run, pushes a man down, and Ethan Olson with a huge carry. The big man with a big carry.
Boy, when you got Brendan Holt, you got Ethan Olson. That's kind of a dynamic duo in the backfield.
And then you sprinkle in Therick Roberts.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous combination.
There's some talent there, that's for sure.
Update from the Cooley Conference. GT with a 59-0 lead over Luther in the fourth quarter.
Hope they have their second unit in. We had a couple of Luther players on Seven Rivers Sports this week. Emery Bias and Ben Riley, two seniors, standout student athletes.
Handoff goes to Holt. Not much there.
Boy, another good defensive stop by Ethan Harper Jankowski.
An injury timeout. Jankowski slow to get up.
Will Haith replaces him.
You mentioned Emery Bias. I got the opportunity to meet his dad, John. And
John, one of the administrators at Luther High School.
Yes, he is. John brings his vehicles to come see me.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
I think in Mission Outreach, is
Yep.
his title.
Yeah. Good family. Second and 10, Wopat hands to Holt, who zigzags his way across the 50-yard line, and a gain of about 7, but he is limping coming off of that one.
David
and
Krause.
Holt is going to head off the field.
I don't know what his time in the 40 is, but I'll bet you it's pretty incredible.
Talking about Krause?
No, talking
about Holt.
He just, for young people watching, is the key to a successful running back. One of the keys is how quick you get off the line of scrimmage. And he is, both him and Olson, along with DeMond Butler, have that gift.
Man in motion is Shams. Takes the handoff. Shams gets the corner and gets the first down. Gain of 5 on the play.
Shams coming from that H-back.
Jankowski returns to the lineup.
Yeah, a little misdirection. Malik Brown on the hit. Eighth out, Jankowski in. I mentioned, I think one of the most improved player that I've seen for the Rangers is Jankowski.
Brennan Holt hobbled off the field a couple plays ago. He's up to 23 carries, 154 yards, and 3 touchdowns in this one. So I wouldn't be surprised, even if he is able to come back, to see him get a little break.
Floyd Thomas, a nice hit, along with Damon Butler.
Therick Roberts with no gain on the play.
Devin Moran coming up from his defensive back spot. We're seeing some flashes of good defense by the Rangers.
They just haven't been able to put everything together. Second and 10, 42-yard line. Back to pass, Wolpat. Deep and incomplete. We got a penalty flag, though, and we got clapping hands from Trenton Foreman.
I think
we're going to get a pass interference call.
Possibly on Ethan Hannawall, too. Kind of surprised me on that long pass. Didn't surprise the Rangers, but I think it is going to be on the Rangers.
Pass interference goes against the Logan Rangers. And that's going to give a new set of downs.
I think that is the penalty on Ja'Kai Dillard, the 6'2 junior. We haven't seen him play much as a junior, but he's guilty of that infraction.
.27-yard line. Wolpat back to pass. Finds his man, that's Foreman, and he's pushed out of bounds.
Just a short pass. Foreman on a hitch play, just a little bit of the West Coast offense, and a first down.
And with that, it's going to put Trenton Foreman over 100 yards in tonight's game. 101 yards unofficially by my count. .15-yard line, 1st and 10. 7:10 remaining in the game. Handoff goes up the middle. That's Roberts. Roberts gets maybe a yard.
Max Harsey closing that hole quickly.
We've called his name quite a bit on defense.
He's played well. Worked his way into the starting defensive lineup as a linebacker.
Harsey, a junior.
See Mason Parkhurst. Looks like he might be done for the night, as well as Nagel.
2nd and 9 from the 14. Option play pitched immediately to, that's Holt. Holt is back in the ball game and just in time for a touchdown.
Damon Butler with a good blitz too. Just got in there at the right time, but a better play, a timing pitch from Wolpat, and another touchdown for a guy that will be our player of the game.
I think there's no doubt on that one. Unbelievable night. You know, I didn't think he'd be able to top last week's performance of 4 touchdowns. He's matched it.
Boy, he's making his name known throughout the state of Wisconsin and then some. Wow.
33-7 the score. West Salem going to go for 2. Wopat takes the snap, hands off Holt, and he's got it.
How easy was that?
Untouched.
Oh, now that was disappointing for the Rangers. Well, now with under 7 minutes, do we see both teams put their second
reserves?
Unit in?
Possibly.
I would think so. Certainly, you don't want your quarterback getting injured here as the game is pretty much out of reach.
We're going to take a short break while they change sides. We'll be back. 6:26 remaining. 35-7 is our score.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you north siders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
At Tri-State Business Machines, our job is to keep you moving forward. We know your business depends on the reliability of your equipment. That's why we're here, to provide you with the industry's highest rated machines and the know-how to keep them running at peak efficiency. We understand the importance of quality sales, service, and support. We've been doing it for over 60 years. To learn more about what we can do for you, visit tsbm.com. Tri-State Business Machines. Move forward with us.
Welcome back, everybody. Kickoff fielded on a bounce, and a nice return there. It's Damon Butler taking that one. Excuse me, that was Dallas Kapanke.
Yeah, good return, but number 51, Blake Scholl, with an outstanding open field tackle. And Calvin Maven stays in too, Carl.
35-7, a 28-point deficit, but the starters remain out there. And Maven has been a warrior tonight, taking some abuse and still popping back up. Maven back to throw, tipped at the line, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, that's number 28, that's Brandon Lund.
Yeah, trying to run a bubble screen, and the Panthers get the ball back.
That's the second interception by the West Salem defense tonight. First one by Trenton Foreman. Second one there by Brandon Lund. And we're going to change sides. West Salem with an opportunity to put an exclamation point on this one.
Well, for young people watching too, getting your hands high in the passing lanes, disrupting the vision of the passer. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Pass rushers don't always have to get to the quarterback for a sack to make an impact. And we saw it right there. 1st and 10, 33-yard line. Handoff goes to Holt. Holt plows over a man and gets down to the 31. Gain of 2 on the play. Second and 8 will be the down and distance here.
Rangers still have their first unit in too.
Both teams keeping their starters on the field.
Little unusual here, but
Austin Sevier checks into the game, number 2 for West Salem.
Usually when one team substitutes in mass, the other team follows.
Blitz coming off the left side. Wopat keeps it himself, and he's got a first down, or very close to it.
Boy, it's kind of a plus for a quarterback on that read option. If you give it to Holt and Holt and Holt all the time, and then read and keep it yourself, you're typically going to get some good yardage.
7-yard carry, so he was just short of the first down. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. Well, Pat takes the snap, hands off to Holt, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, he's your pretty reliable downhill runner.
Oh, we got a loose football. And it is Logan football. A fumble on the play. The Rangers get the ball back.
First unit still in. Maven bringing a play in from Casey Noble, first-year offensive coordinator, by the way, too. Ryan Schreiner, outstanding quarterback here a few years ago.
Another name on the assistant coaching staff that people may recognize, Tarek Yagi.
Yeah, working with the
UW La Crosse quarterback.
I think he was pretty good, wasn't he?
He was all right.
Yagi to Holcomb. Was that a good combination?
That was a good one.
Oh, my gosh. Set all kinds of records.
Handoff goes to Malik Brown, who's ripped down.
Oh, wow. Nowhere
gonna lose
for
a little
that
bit
guy
there.
to go. Just trying to get to the edge with these quick linebackers just doesn't work. Brandon
We have a
Lund.
Ranger down on the field. And
That's a lineman, I think, too. Would that be
I think you're
Snodgrass?
right.
Good time, I think, for both teams to put their second unit in.
I think you're probably right, Terry.
Austin Sather.
That is Robert Snodgrass. And he's getting up. Good to see him up and walking. They let him right into the football. I thought he was going to step on it.
Looks like a little dizzy, too.
And Snodgrass slowly making his way to the sidelines. Yeah, he's blinking pretty heavily.
It might be the end of his evening.
I think you're right. I think regardless of even if he wanted to come back, to be on the safe side.
I mean, you got a big game against Holman next week.
And speaking of future schedules, West Salem will play the Sparta Spartans next week at home. Should be a tough matchup there. Handoff goes off the left side. That's Max Harsey on the carry.
Some tough yards for him, too. Caden Callum closes the gap, number 20.
Going to bring up 3rd and 9. We're under 4 minutes left in the contest. Maven with a deep pass, and it's another one intercepted.
Trying to throw in the middle of the field.
And Dalton Shams was right on top of that. Final score from Roger Herring Stadium, Holman 58, Aquinas nothing.
The Rangers don't like to hear that because they're at Holman next week.
Holman with a couple of convincing victories.
That pass intended for Jericho Parcher, but into the teeth of that secondary.
3 interceptions now thrown by Calvin Maven. One of them not really his fault. The other 2 probably a little bit overthrown. But a couple of good plays by some West Salem defenders to make them. And we do have some substitutes in. Justin Barney in at quarterback. Therick Roberts took the carry.
Boy, good play inside, too. Number 29, David Kraus with a good tackle. Some other Logan subs coming in. Alex Cosby, number 5 in that defensive backfield.
A little over 3 minutes to go. Malik Brown checks out. Jesse Ariano checks in. Roberts, not much room to run on that one either. Gains a yard.
Justin Bang in the game, number 28 for the Rangers. Some other subs reporting in. Seth Regals
3rd and 9. Barney takes a snap, hands to Roberts, who is tripped up in the backfield, and he's going to lose a couple yards on that one.
Second unit for the Rangers looking good on this possession. David Krause again on the hit.
And Therick Roberts will be back to punt it away.
Now we should see the second VR Logan offense.
And they send Seth Riegels, number 34, back deep to receive this punt. High snap to Roberts, kicks it away, end over end, and it bounces out over to the 34-yard line where it's downed. Minute 32 to go in the game. Game firmly in a hand here. Here comes the Rangers' second unit.
In at quarterback, number 15. You know who that is?
You know that guy?
Number 15.
Julian Erickson?
Julian Erickson, yeah. He's been outstanding on the varsity reserve at playing quarterback. See if he can do something here in his very first ever varsity game.
Makes you a proud grandpa.
Sure does, but I'm always proud of him.
Erickson takes the snap, hands off, and ripped down in the backfield. That's James Nagel.
Not proud of that play, but let's see, give Julian a chance to throw the ball. Is like so many teams, quarterback has to run all the way over to the sideline to get the play. You know, you see that. How often do you see that? Occasionally, but you got to be in shape if you're the quarterback.
That's right. Usually it's a receiver or a running back that brings the play in.
It's a courier.
Yeah.
That brings it in. I mean, I'm the quarterback. It's like, come on, coach. Either that or signal it in, huh? How's that?
Yeah, get some big boards on the sideline. Now Erickson under center. Takes the snap, pitches back again to Nagel. Positive yardage on this one, gain of 4.
Come on, throw a pass, would you? Julian's got he's got the arm to throw it 40 yards easily in the air.
3rd down coming up, 3rd and 8.
Last play of the game, too. See what Ryan Schreiner sends in, the offensive coordinator.
I see it as a nothing to lose kind of a scenario.
Exactly.
Go let the young man air it out.
Yeah. Let him read his progressions and show his arm. And he's not going.
And he hands off, and Nagel's got some room, and he's got a first down, and the clock is going to take a little quick pause. And I don't know if Logan's going to take a timeout.
Call a timeout. Come on. Let your second
go for a Hail Mary.
Let your second unit try to score. Use your timeout. That's what you got it for. Nope, they're not going.
They're going to wind it, and that's going to be the ball game. Final score, West Salem 35 and Logan 7. Well, a dominant performance by the West Salem Panthers puts them firmly in position to make themselves a playoff eligible team. Now moving their record to 5-1 and 3-1 in the Mississippi Valley Conference. They will host Sparta next week, and the Logan Rangers will drop to 2-4 and 1-3 in the MVC, which will force them to win their final 3 conference games at Holman, hosting Aquinas, and at Toma. It's going to be tough sledding for the Logan Rangers to make themselves into the playoffs.
They're going to need a tremendous game plan against Holman. At Holman, we'll be there to cover that game. I mentioned throughout the broadcast, I thought there were some flashes of really good play by the Ranger defense, but not enough. I think the overall defensive unit for the Panthers just exceptional. I mean, they are one of the finest units I've seen all season long, and we've covered all kinds of games.
From the defensive line to the linebackers to the defensive backs, it is a dominant group, and
a well-coached group.
Absolutely. The offense, the star of the game, Brendan Holt, 25 carries, 165 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the game. And that's really been the story of the West Salem offense, is they will go as Brendan Holt goes. For the Logan Rangers, it's time to regroup and really get their game plan together for a very tough home and Viking team.
Yeah, and again, we'll be there, but they're going to need an exceptional game plan and a good week of practice. My players of the game, there's no doubt Brendan Holt, again, just dominating. He's his Superman costume underneath his jersey, does about everything. I mean, he's destined for postseason honors. He's my offensive player for the Panthers. Defensive player, I really think Brandon Lund played extremely well.
Yes, he did.
In a lot of tackles.
Had that interception.
Yeah. And for the Rangers, I'm going to, this may surprise you, but I'm going to go with Calvin Maven as my
that will not surprise me at all. Maven gutted out a very difficult performance tonight.
He played very well. And on defense, Damon Butler played extremely well, was part of the stunt package, had a lot of open field tackles, plays with his heart, plays with his heart on his sleeve, and did an outstanding job. But not enough to get the Rangers in the win column.
Well, for Terry Erickson and Ryan Scaife on our camera, you've been watching high school football on KQEG TV. Our final score, West Salem 35, Logan 7. I'm Carl Greenfield. Good night, everybody.
You've been watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the West Salem Panthers and the Logan Rangers. The KQEG TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. American Family Insurance and your agent in West Salem, Jim Quinn. Union State Bank of West Salem, where customers and community come first. University of Wisconsin La Crosse, surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Tri-State Business Machines, your #1 choice for office equipment in Onalaska. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill on Leonard Street in historic downtown West Salem. Allied Cooperative, Toma, West Salem, and Arcadia. Big Boar Barbecue, for the best barbecue, make it Big Boar Barbecue. Highway 16 West Salem and at George and Gillette Street on La Crosse's north side. Thanks for watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEG TV.